Right, so Advent box number 11 is a string art snowflake. So we've got everything we need in front of us, the wood, the nails, got myself a hammer and the string and the template that came with your kit and your piece of foam. So first job, pop the foam on top of the wood, get the template and lay that over the top of the foam. Then using some masking tape, just rip a little bit off, pop it on the corners just to hold the template in place. Okay, then with your nails, just pop them into the ends of each of the snowflake there we go, to each of the snowflake sort of arms, and you'll hear them going in, and then they'll hold in position while you just tap them into place, into the wood, because otherwise it's a little tricky to hold them with your fingers. And just do a few at a time, because obviously you'll see the vibration. Ooh. It makes them pop out. It's helpful if you give them a good tap in. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing that at each of the ends of the snowflake, and then I will speed up the video so that you can see it quickly, but you don't have to listen to all the hammering. Okay, so off we go. So I stopped filming after a little while because I think you got the hang of it, and instead I carried on and added all the nails. Now you can see that I've added nails down the centre of each of the snowflakes sort of arms, so where there was a nail there and there needs to be one at the bottom of the V, and hopefully you can see that if you look carefully, and I'll move my hands out the way so you can see where they are. So once they're all on, the next job is to take off the paper, and you're just going to rip it off. You're going to rip it around the nails and remove the paper, and the nails will stay where they need to be. So just untape it from the block and just gently, you don't want the nails to come out. If they do come out, don't worry, there'll be a pop them back in, and you probably just need to hit them in a little bit further. So I'm just going to release mine, and then I'll get back to you with all the paper off it. You don't need to watch me rip all the paper away. So that's all the paper off. You can see it needed to be ripped into tiny pieces. Some of them did come a little bit loose and needed to tap them in a little bit. So the next job is to just rip off this sponge that you've used to help get them into position. So it should then reveal the nails just attached to the wood underneath, like so. And just take your time and pop them out. And again, if any come away, you've got the hole so you know where it needs to go. And it should stay in quite nicely when you hammer it in. But it's just about getting them all into position. Right, so it takes a little bit of patience. Once you've ripped it off, you'll find that a few of the nails have popped out, but they will sit back in the position, and just give them another tap down. Just work your hands over and make sure that you haven't got any wobbly ones, because they'll just pull out when you try and put the string around it. You may find some little nose pliers helpful in holding them in position, but you don't want to mark your wood, so be careful if you do use those. I have just held a pair of scissors close like that, so you can sort of work out how deep you're going. You want them all about the same height, but don't worry, it will still look really effective when you add your string. So white string, because we're making a snowflake, just take the ends, the paper ends off it. So now what we're going to do is tie the thread to the middle and just do a little knot to do that. And just tie a knot twice so that it stays on nice and secure, like so. And then I just cut the end off while you can get to it, because otherwise you might find it tricky later. Okay, so then you go straight out to a point, back down, back up, because you're making like the fingers at the end of the snowflake. So like that, wrap it round, up to that one, wrap it back, wrap it round, down to the next one, and then I can just see that was about to come out. Let's just give it a tap. And it coming out, so wrap that one, round to that one, wrap it round and out to that one, and then back to the middle. Back to here, wrap it round and out to that finger, back, wrap it round, out. Oops, you can find that you do need to keep the tension in one hand or it just can pop away. So it takes a little bit of patience and fiddliness. Right, so there we go. Same here. And then once you're back in the middle, turn your block around and go right up to the end. It's a daisy. That bit round there. Right up to the top. Around the end one. And then out to the side. Do my best to try and keep my fingers out of your way, but I can see that it is hard to do that. You're trying to keep the loops open as you go round the nails, so you're not going across like that, you're coming round this side of it, so you keep that nice and open. Back to the middle, scoot round it and keep going. So, when it gets hooked behind you, that you can sometimes just lose track. So back where we are. Round, back to the middle, around, back to the middle, around, up to to the edge, back round, around that one, to there, around that one, and then we're back in the middle. And then from the middle, slide my string out of the way. I'm going to turn it again, and I'm going to go up the middle and round the end, back to here, out to the side, back to the middle, wrap it round, back to the middle, wrap it round, and then to the next one. So if you can keep the tension in one hand, and then do the wrapping with the other hand. To the middle, and keep going, like so. So I'll keep going, because I think probably now you've got the idea of where you're going, wrapping the string. And back to the middle, and then we're off again. So you can see how I got to the middle and then just looped the string around so that I could tie it around that middle pin and then just cut it away. And then that is your nail art snowflake, which I think I would be quite proud of. So if you just stand it on its side like that, it makes a lovely ornament on a mantelpiece. But it's great fun. Just take your time and be patient and just tap those nails in a bit further if you're having any trouble. But just follow that pattern going up each finger and working your way back down, then up and wrapping it down and working your way back down. Watch the video as many times as you want and enjoy making your snowflake.